no points for better RC scores. I welcome you all to Gradeup, and if you are watching me on app, say a quick hi. Hello everyone, whoever is watching me on YouTube, welcome to this session on reading comprehension. And let me quickly tell you that we are going to cover exactly 5 very crisp points in terms of what should you do if you want to really better your scores in RC. Okay, now especially if you are watching me after this session is over, you are watching the recording on YouTube or even in the app, then whenever we discuss some exercise or any kind of question, I would suggest that you pause, read it properly, and then do it, right? So that you can maximize the input from there. Okay, so let me see. Saurabh Tiwari, hi Saurabh, welcome to the Gradeup session. Palak, good evening. We'll keep it very sharp, very focused to the point, right? Because if you're targeting CAT 2021, you are already probably worried about your RC performance, right? RC is one area where a lot of us start facing problems very quickly. Our scores start going down and we start faltering in terms of attempts. Our options go wrong. You eliminate 2 options. You choose A, the answer turns out to be C. You choose C, the answer turns out to be A. A lot of problems, right? So we need to know something in terms of what exactly should we do to make this problem less. We cannot really, probably we won't be able to eliminate the problem completely, but we should be able to reduce the problem significantly, right? Khatam nahi hoga. Problem will stay there probably, but in a reduced format, right? Manas Nigam, good evening, Manas. Good to see you. So remember that Vinod Kumar, hello Vinod. I would quickly discuss these 5 points. I'll tell you something that works, and I'll tell you that from experience that it works. And आप try करो इनको incorporate करने का when you are solving RCs, when you are reading for RC section, and when you are thinking about CAT and other allied exams. Okay, so let me quickly begin. Okay, I would start with the basic topics that CAT 2020 covered, right? If you look at the CAT topics, RC topics in 2020 CAT, you would see that the topics were as usual. Every single year it is the same trend. They asked from everywhere, every kind of topic under the sun: elephant seal, anarchy, Chinese currency, culture, piracy, aggression, economic crisis, human nature, mode of transportation, feminism, and whatnot. Correct. So you cannot simply say, okay, I'll read only XY kind of books or articles and I should be able to do the RC section properly. वो trend CAT में कभी भी नहीं है, right? You just cannot do intensive reading and perform very well. So reading definitely has to be expansive. वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा, right? Debrati Roy, good evening, good to see you. Now very clearly the width of topics of RC is too large. So you cannot really say, okay, I'll read 5 books and that should be enough. Okay, you have to work on your language skills. That's what the whole idea is, right? Now I'll start with a very basic, very boring kind of suggestion. You might say this is boring. This is something we know. Okay, build your vocab. I mean, come on, this is something we all know. Vocab अच्छा होना चाहिए. Now if I ask you, why should we have good vocab? Can you just answer it quickly? Even if you're watching me on YouTube, you can just quickly send me it in chat. How does good, strong vocab help in RC? Can you tell? Debrati or Saurabh Tiwari, Vinod Kumar, Manas, Palak, Pratiksha. Can you please tell me quickly? How do you think building vocab helps you? Though I know the answer. आप क्या बोलोगे मुझे पता है, but I'm still asking. Let me see. Yes, Sanjeevani told me exactly the word I had in mind. Okay. But why should I have a strong vocab? Though I have got the answer already. One person has already told me what I expected you would tell me. Okay, I was trying to read your mind. Debrati says the same thing. Debrati says building vocab will help me understand the RC better and faster. And that's exactly what I thought you would say, Debrati, okay? Debrati Roy. And that's exactly what Palak told me, Manas told me, Sanjeevani, of course, said that. That's exactly what people typically say when you ask them, why should you build your vocab? I have a slightly different take here. मैं आपको एक थोड़ी सी बड़ी important, small but very important thing I would like to point out. Okay, Manas, understand things better. That's what people think naturally. ऐसा लगता है लोगों को कि इससे understanding अच्छी हो जाती है. Okay, Sumit says to know the essence. Yeah, that's what understanding, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to play a game with you. Okay, this game will take 5 seconds. I'll tell you the game. I'll show you 4 or 5 words. Listen to me very carefully, okay? I'll show you, it's a very interesting game. I'll show you 4 to 5 words very quickly. Like I'll give you a fraction of a second to look at the words. And then I'll ask you to recall the words. Okay? You will have to tell me the words in the chat. Understood? Agreed? Let's have a bet. I'll show you 4 to 5 words. You look at the words and then just type them in the chat. After I have shown you all the words, okay? I'll show you all the words one by one quickly. आप सारे देख लो. First you see them, then you write them. Okay? And I'll not repeat them. Agreed? तैयार सबके सब? If you lose, you will have to, like, I don't know, you can pay me a couple of $1,000, okay? So पहले बता दो, are you all ready for the game? Yes or no? Then I would show you the words. Otherwise, what's the point? बताओ बताओ. Should I show you the words? Sumit, Vinod, Debrati, Saurabh Tiwari, are you guys ready for the game? या मन नहीं है, नहीं खेलना? अरे वाह, Manas, Pratiksha, Palak, they're all ready. Okay, ठीक है. All right, Debrati is ready. Good, good, चलेगा. All right, so I'm going to show you 3 to 4 words or maybe 5 words. And once I have shown you the words, then you type. Don't type it in between, okay? बीच में मत लिखना. Just see the words first, then you type and then send the words back. ठीक है? Ready? 3, 2, 1, start. I've shown you the words. Please send me the words quickly. Let me see how many of you get, let's say, 3 words out of the words shown correct. 3-4 तो बता ही दोगे, I'm sure. Let's see. Okay. Palak says clever. Okay. Sanjeevani, clever, clarity. Manas says clever, clarity, elliptical. Did I write the word elliptical anyway? Pratiksha says clever, archaeology, impossible or implicity or something like that. Okay. 9893, I don't know your name, but you say clever, causality, impossible. Okay, causality. Sumit Menon has, of course, done a good job. Right? Impossible, causality, clever, clarity. चलो ठीक है, अब I don't know, मुझे भी याद नहीं what did I show. All right. So I'll show you the words one by one. Yeah. And then you can match. सही था या कितने सही थे, कितने गलत थे. Okay. So let's go back. All right. Let's go back. Right. So the first word I gave was obviously clever. Correct. First word I gave was clever. Good. The second word I gave was archetypal. Okay, quite a few of you got it. बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं, कुछ लोगों का सही था. Then I gave the word causality. Okay, causality. But a lot of you have written casualty. I did not give you the word casualty. Okay, I gave you the word causality. But a lot of you have written casualty. Any idea why have you written either casualty or clarity? काफी लोगों ने clarity भी लिखा है, काफी लोगों ने casualty लिखा है. Can you tell me why did you see it as casualty or clarity, whereas the word is causality? कुछ समझ आ रहा है क्या हुआ? Very correct, Manas. That's correct. Because you have seen those words more, है ना? Then the next word was ecclesiastical. Ecclesiastical was the next word, right? इसमें काफी लोगों ने छोड़ दिया है. A lot of you have not written this word at all. क्या था यार, छोड़ो, जाने दो. Just not care. Why could you not read it very fast? I hope you get the point, because you are not aware of this word. And very clearly this word, a lot of you have written impossible, but this word does not exist. I just made it up. मैंने बस ये word बना लिया just to make it look like impossible. I hope you understood my trick, है ना? समझ तो गए होगे. I just made it look like impossible. Correct? Now what is the key point here? Understand. What is the key point? The key point I have in mind is, let me tell you few things. First, I have written that a strong vocab means faster reading. I have not written strong vocab means more understanding. I have written strong vocab means faster reading. Why? Because when you have a strong vocab, you tend to recognize words faster. You tend to recognize words faster. What do I mean by that? Remember, we never read words by alphabets. Okay, we do not read words letter by letter. हम इसको A, C, C, L, E ऐसे नहीं पढ़ते. We always read words, as you know, by the shape of words, correct? We always recognize them by the shape. This looks like impossible, therefore it is impossible. This looks like clarity, therefore it is clarity. Now let me ask you, who do you think will win when time pressure is there? One who can recognize words faster, yes or no? If you can't recognize words faster than I can, you can't be fast enough. And that is why, remember, it may sound boring, but vocab building is one short way of reading faster. And when you read fast, you comprehend also faster. Correct? People tend to think if you're slow, you understand more. No. If you are fast, you tend to understand much more. Correct? So I hope you understood the first point. Vocab building will make you faster because you'd be able to recognize words faster. So Manas, yes, you're right. Definitely. Correct. So I think the point is very clear to you. All right. Now let's come to the second point. Very important. Please remember, in CAT or any other exam, you don't get marks for reading, right? Reading ke marks koi nahi deta. Nobody gives you marks for reading. You get marks only for comprehension. Correct? Means I have to focus on the author's main point always. And remember, anybody who scores very well in CAT, or for that matter any exam, will always tell you that once you understand what the author is trying to tell you, the rest is just explanation. The rest is just additional information. But if you miss this, this has no value. Correct? Because the central idea is the idea around which the entire story is made. Make it a habit to ask yourself, where is the author taking me through the writing? Sometimes the author's central idea can be remarkably simple. It can be written in the beginning of the paragraph. Sometimes you have to look for it. Right? For example, look at this paragraph. If you read this paragraph, can I say that the author's main point is very clear or not? Just read it quickly, everyone, and tell me. Don't you think the author's main point is absolutely clear? What the author wants to say in the very beginning of the paragraph. This is the beginning of the paragraph. बात समझ में आ रही है? Ayushi, no. As it is, I would never suggest you to guess the right answer. Please avoid that. Guessing game will only cost you. Never. I would help you with the elimination part, but not guessing part. I'll teach you that also. A bit of it today. Just wait. Have a quick look at it and tell me, is the main point not very clear of the author? He says, these guys couldn't help but notice that the threat calls of males at some sites sounded different from those of males at other sites. That was the first time dialects were documented in a non-human mammal. Now, if this is the central idea of the author, what do you think the author would do next? Author would either explain it or just provide additional information around it. बात तो सेंटर में यही रहेगी, इसके आसपास जितना भी घूमो. Correct? Look at the next line of the first paragraph. Then read the first line of the next paragraph and you would see the connection. All the northern elephant seals that exist today are descendants of the small herd that survived on Isla Guadalupe Islands or something like that. In order to test the reliability of these dialects over time, Leboeuf and other researchers visited islands in California and Nuevo Islands. Author is simply explaining the point. And what was the point? That elephant seals probably had a dialect. Dialect is a local language, correct? At the individual level, the pulse of the call stayed the same. Explaining it further, as the population continued to expand and the islands kept on receiving immigrants, the calls in all locations would have essentially regressed to the average pulse rate of the founder colony, explaining how the dialects changed. The entire argument, the entire paragraph is around that main point, that elephant seals probably had a dialect. Correct? And this paragraph is from CAT 2020. And this was a tough paragraph actually. But if you understood the main point, RCs can become much easier to handle. Once you understand the main point, all you need to see is, okay, what are the additional points being said? What are the additional information being provided? How is the author explaining it, defending it, negating it, explaining it? Always remember while reading, pay attention to what the author is saying. Try to catch that. Sometimes that could be in the beginning, sometimes in the middle, sometimes at the end. But focus on what the author is saying. The rest is all explanation. Make it a habit when you read. This would also minimize your problem of losing your sense of reading when you are reading something. Sometimes it happens when you are reading and then you realize, "Arey, kya padh raha tha, main bhul gaya." Correct? Ayushi, I'm sure it happens. Ayushi, okay, that's fine. That I would help you with, definitely. Right? So when you read, remember guys, you have to focus on central idea. Now, third point. This should be third point, I think. This numbering system is not correct. Third point, remember, is vary your reading speed. Now, this is an art that a lot of us do not do. A lot of students do not do that. Let me tell you something here. Students have been told by various people that you should have a high speed, okay? High speed. Read at 300 words per minute. Read at 400 words per minute. 300 से कम पढ़ोगे तो CAT में नहीं होगा selection. 300 बहुत जरूरी है. 300 is mandatory. 400 is mandatory. And students start reading at fast pace. And after reading the paragraph, they are like, क्या पढ़ा? What did I read? I have no idea. This is a wrong method. The correct method is, just like riding a bike or driving a car, you should know how to vary your speed, correct? Please make sure that when you are reading, you decrease your speed when you come across bumps, correct? Speed breaker आएगा तो speed कम करेंगे ना? When you come across unfamiliar words, slow down. When you come across long and complex sentences, slow down. When you come across unfamiliar or abstract ideas, slow down. When you come across detailed technical material, slow down. Abstract principles, complicated directions, slow down. But when you're reading and you come across simple material, unnecessary examples, detailed explanation, or broad generalized ideas, speed up. Author says democracy has failed in US, and then he says what happened in Capitol Hill yesterday, and then he goes on explaining. You know what the author is explaining. Speed up, but slow down when the key ideas are there. This, remember, is absolutely effective when you are handling longer RCs. It can help you immensely. Try doing that. And I'm telling you from experience, not as a theoretical stuff. It's practically useful. Try to speed up and slow down depending on what you're reading. If you're reading a philosophical RC for the first time, you may have to slow down. But if it's technical and you have a technical background, you understand the stuff, why would you slow down? Speed up. Correct? Ishika Rawat, start reading, that's all. Okay, read widely if you have time. Okay, and brush up your basics of quant. Keep aware of the world happenings, kya ho raha hai duniya mein, that's it. Okay, Ishika, that should help you a lot. Now, fourth point. Pay extra attention to words that indicate change in flow of ideas. ये भी बहुत लोग नहीं करते. A lot of people don't do it. Okay? A lot of people don't do it. They read it as if they are on a train journey. आराम से करेंगे. No. Speed up or slow down depending on the words. For example, if you're reading an RC and the author says further, moreover, means something is going to get added. Pay extra attention, something is getting added. But if the author says similarly or equally important, then something is getting repeated. You don't have to care too much. Is it clearly understood, everyone? Did you follow what I just said? How you can vary your speed? If the author says furthermore, author is adding. But if the author says likewise, then the author is merely repeating. Don't worry too much. It's probably the same information again. If the author says, for example, you just pay attention to what the author was trying to explain. That explanation ka example aane wala hai. If the author says, for instance, author is going to explain again or maybe give an example. Why worry too much? Slow down. Speed up. Don't slow down. But if the author is saying, therefore, as a result, clearly it points to, it indicates, author is probably coming to a conclusion. Slow down. Pay extra attention. Maybe the author would explain it again. Maybe the author would come up with additional information again. Maybe that's what he wanted to say and इसीलिए इतनी कहानी सुनाई. Recognize words and accordingly pay attention. I hope you understand it. It's very, very important skill that you have to add. Correct? Next point. Needless to say, remember everyone, you have to practice under strict time limit. A lot of students tell me, I take full mocks, but when I ask them, do you take sectional tests? They don't. Let me give you a very basic fact. 85% students who are preparing for CAT take at least one type of mock. Some institute, some or the other institute, they take 85% students. But not even 25% students take sectional tests. They somehow feel sectional tests are useless, bekar. Mocks do, percentile आएगा, मजा आएगा. Correct? But you have to understand, sectional tests are like net practice in cricket. You do it every day, every second day. You do 3 to 4 RCs. Mocks are full length battle. So should a soldier fight only full length battles? जिएगा कैसे? मर जाएगा. The soldier must take part in small exercises, no, every single day. It's like going to gym. Sectional tests are like going to gym. You want to participate in Olympics every single day? नहीं होगा. When you take sectional test, what you learn is taking time pressure, strategizing, eliminating options faster, reading, not getting tired, not getting exhausted. And therefore, remember, those who succeed invariably take more sectional tests than they take full length tests. If possible, incorporate this habit. Ranjit, without additional information, I would not suggest dropping a year. Not advisable, Ranjit, okay? So unless you talk to someone, a counselor or somebody at full length, do not drop any year, please, especially if you're working. Okay, we have to look at your candidature properly and then decide. You might have to, but not a good idea straight away. Okay, so maybe post a query in the Telegram group of Gradeup. Somebody would help you there. Ishika Rawat, ideal age to kuch nahi hai, but if you are in 11th and you are thinking about it, I must say that's a fabulous thing to do. Just start reading widely, work on your GK, work on your English, and do the basics of class 8, 9, 10th maths if you can, and you would be absolutely prepared for it. Okay, but do your 11th and 12th properly. You need scores also. All right. Now, next point, everybody. Last point for today. I will tell you, I wrote ZAT this year, and I do that almost every year, and of course in CAT as well. Unless I realize that every single year, हर साल मुझे लगता है, unless somebody learns how to eliminate options, आपसे questions नहीं होंगे. But somehow students don't learn it very strangely. उनको option eliminate नहीं करना आता, वो सीखना नहीं चाहते या वो सीखते ही नहीं है. They somehow feel that if you understand the RC, that's enough. Correct? What you have to understand is that all the 4 options given in CAT or 5 options in ZAT, only one is correct. What does it mean? It means the others are similar, but they are not correct. They are not same. They are similar only. So how do you eliminate options? If they are similar, look for differences, look for irrelevant or non-substantiated words from the paragraph in the option. Option पे ध्यान दो, elimination हो जाएगा. Correct? I'll take only 2 minutes. I'll give you a very quick example. From this year's ZAT paper, I did not want to bring entire CAT RC. Size का problem हो जाता. So I brought this beautiful poem from ZAT this year. If you have written ZAT, you already know. This is a poem called Sit, okay, by Vikram Seth. So I want you guys to spend 1 minute on reading this poem, please. Just have a look at it quickly. Shubham, no. Answer is no and yes both. It depends on what were you doing, how long is the experience, and did you really need to drop a year? Okay. If you can show that you needed to drop a year, it is okay. But if you just show that you wanted to drop and therefore you dropped, it will backfire. So please read this poem, beautiful poem, quickly. Yes, it is Sit by Vikram Seth. That's correct, Devrati. If you have read it, then of course, no problem at all. पढ़ लिया सबने? Prabhu, you do not have to do anything specific. Just start doing it. Just start doing it. Let the classes go on if you are a student already. But start taking sectionals. Don't delay it. क्यों wait करना? English में especially. Okay? So read this, guys, quickly. Just write done if you when you read this poem, when you finish reading it, okay? I'll show you the question from ZAT this year. Done? Okay. Beautiful poem. Very enjoyable. बड़ा मजा आ गया था. In that, these were the last 2 questions of English section. So after the exhaustive English section, I loved reading this poem. I was like, ठंडक पड़ गई दिल को, तसल्ली, शांति. I loved reading it. है ना? Now let's look at the question. I have kept the question number also intact. I took it from my response sheet. Okay. So I have kept the question number also intact. Now let's read the question. It says, which of the following best captures the essence of the poem? Right? Now, if I look at the poem, it says, sit, drink your coffee here, your work can wait a while. Your work can wait a while. This 20 minutes rendezvous is meeting, right? The author says wait a while, 20 minutes rendezvous. Author is not saying stop working. Author is not saying काम को भूल जाओ. Author is saying छोटा सा break ले लो. Have a small break. Correct? Now look at the question. What is the essence of the author? We have to eliminate, right? We have to eliminate anything that is irrelevant, anything that is not supported by the paragraph, anything that is different. Look at option E. Let's celebrate our existence, not our work. Is the author saying anything negative about the work? Is the author saying the work is all bekar or work is something you should not do? All he's saying is thoda break le lo. Correct? Prabhu, then you got it right, I'm sure. How much did you score, Prabhu? Prabhu Pratik? Tell me. Now look at option A. Let's be gibberish, not rational about life. Means we should remain all irrational, nonsensical, nonsensible, and not logical about life. Can we support this word from the poem from anywhere? That we should be irrational about life, not rational about life. Does he talk about that anywhere? Did you see that? Let me take you back. कहीं दिखा ये? Anyone? We should be irrational about life. Is rationality talked about life anywhere? No. कहीं नहीं बताया उसने. Now look at option B. Let's eat, drink and be merry in the lap of nature. Author is saying take a break. Now if the author is saying take a break, remember I told you, if you know what the author is saying, if the central idea is there, if you understand the central idea, rest is all addition, explanation. What is the central idea? Take a break. What is the other line saying? Just adding to it. So if the central idea is take a break, what is the correct answer? C. Is it about creating our own life and own meaning? No. In fact, option D says no matter what. Did the author talk about any extreme point anywhere? No matter what, we have to create meaning in our life? No. All he said was take a break. That's it. Now remember, in that 2 marks can be a big deal actually. Very big deal. It can add almost 2 percentile to your overall percentile easily. 2 to 3 percentile. And it can make and break your chances because you might or might not get your required percentile. hai ki nahi? So remember, I am going to eliminate. How? I would look at what is additional, what is not supported given in the options. No matter what. Celebrate existence, not work, not supported. No matter what is not supported. Eat, drink and merry is not supported. Gibberish is not supported. Out. Therefore my answer is C. Correct. Next question was slightly tricky. इसमें काफी लोगों ने गलती कर दी. Look at this question. It says, what does the poet best convey by mentioning grackles in these lines? With grackles all around, staring with beady eyes, and you 2 feet away. Now the author, if you look at the scene described in the poem, it looks like the author is somewhere in a park or something, right? It says, to sit here in the sun with grackles all around. Looks like he's talking about taking a break with coffee in a large park probably, or somewhere where there's some kind of natural scenario in and around the author, correct? So question says, What does the author convey by saying grackles all around, staring with beady eyes, and you 2 feet away? Now, do you look at this line? Look at these words, you 2 feet away. Author is essentially saying that you being around is important for me. You being around is important. The grackles just happen to be there, right? But grackles are showing what? Grackles are showing this beauty of surrounding, right? And how being with you can be so beautiful for me. Very clearly, right? Now, let's look at the options. Shubham Chaudhary, I think I'll have to take your query separately in some other session, because this is a topic I would take up in one of the YouTube sessions very soon. Inconsistent performance. It happens a lot with a lot of students. Okay, I'll take that up because that will require some time to answer. So not today. Prabhu, is that your overall score? Because if that's in English, that's very good. Overall, obviously not great. Now look at this A option, everyone. What is the author trying to best convey with grackles? It says grackles love to stare at us. Now they are some kind of animals, right? I mean, they are birds, we know that, but assuming you do not know, they are looking at you with beady eyes. They love to stare at us. And however, they maintain a 2 feet distance. The distance was mentioned vis-a-vis the other person, not the birds. So very clearly this is an idiotic option. Correct? Okay. Look at B. We should not care about grackles but us. Did the author talk about caring about anyone? Can I support the word care? Can you please check? Did the author talk about care anywhere? Look at this, everybody. The world is too opaque, distressing and profound. This 20-minute rendezvous will make my day. To sit here in the sun with grackles all around, staring with beady eyes, and you 2 feet away. You are with me, I'm happy about it. I'm so happy that you are here. And we have birds around us. Does the person talk about caring or not caring? That we should care about ourselves but not about the birds, or for that matter anyone? Nahin? So do you understand, Devrati? Devrati, why or what the option B has a problem with? How to eliminate choices? It said we should not care. Do you understand? It's a piece of advice. We should not care. Is the author advising? Author is saying, you are here, I'm so happy. Correct? The author is not advising that we should not care about the birds and we should care about ourselves. The author is not becoming selfish at all. Correct? Now, option E. Grackles, like humans, love to bask in the sun. Did the paragraph talk about the grackles being in the sun or in the shade or where? Look at it. Is the information available? I told you, non-substantiated words ko mark nahi karna chahiye. To sit here in the sun with grackles all around, staring with beady eyes and you 2 feet away. Now, are these birds enjoying the sun or are they running away from it? We have any clue? Are they there sitting under the shade of a tree, or they are sitting under the bench parks? We have any idea? Any information? Can you substantiate it? We have no information. You understand what I'm saying? An option very clearly says, very aram se says that grackles, like humans, love to bask in the sun. First of all, remember, this is called a generalization, okay? We are generalizing. The author loves to be in the sun. And here it says humans. Are you sure all humans do? Only the poet said we love to bask in the sun, probably. It says all humans, all grackles. How do you know that? Correct. Now look at option E. Over witty discussions. Witty is when the discussion involves sharp, intelligent replies or intelligent conversation with some humor in it. Conversation should have some humor and it should be clever, it should be funny, correct? Let's read and find out, is the conversation witty? In fact, the author says, if there is no wit, tab bhi chalega. If there is no wit, look at this guys, no need for wit. Wit nahi hai to bhi chalega. Just talk vacuities. Vacuities are stupid stuff, stupid talks, wo bhi chalega. Wit ki zarurat hi nahi hai. So look at this everybody. Gauri Pandey, how? Over witty discussion. Author says wit nahi to bhi chalega. And look at a modifier problem here everyone. Over witty discussions, grackles are the pleasant birds to look at. Ye grackles all around, staring with beady eyes, and you 2 feet away. What is this author saying when he says you 2 feet away? He is making that person important. And आपका answer अगर E है, तो what you are saying is that the author is trying to convey that with witty discussion, which author did not mention, grackles are pleasant birds to look at. What happened to the companion? वो कहाँ गया? खा गए उसे, right? Now look at option D everyone. Do you notice the word us? Who is this us? Can you tell before I let you go for today? Who is this us there? Socho. Who is this us? Is it us humans, or is it us who is someone different here? What do you think? I hope you understand the option properly. You see the nuances in the option. In option D, the author says, a small bird like grackle can give us. This us is nobody else but the author and the companion. Because the author has you 2 feet away in the lines. So you have to make sure that the grackles and that companion both are present in the option, because that's what the author is trying to convey. Who is getting the happiness out of grackles? The author and the companion. Which option has it? Option D. You have to eliminate choices like this. I hope you understand. Correct? So how do we eliminate? We look at non-substantiated, irrelevant information. Grackle loves to stare at us. We should not care about grackles. Advice, which is not found there. Grackles, like humans, love to bask. Only 2 people are mentioned in the poem, and this is generalizing all humans. Over witty discussion, paragraph, the poem says witty discussion is not required. So what is left? D. In place of finding what is the right answer, just try to find out, always make it a habit of finding out what cannot be the correct answer. That's how you eliminate choices. That's how you become sharper with practice. Correct? I hope you understood. So if you just try to go through the points I mentioned today, I think over a period of time, 3, 4, 5 months, you should be able to do much better. Though I saw a couple of questions that you have posted here, which I think I cannot answer in one session, but over the number of sessions that we have planned over January, February, March, I think we should be able to answer most of those queries. Okay, I'll try to, of course, come up with the answers. And meanwhile, just try to incorporate what we discussed today. I'm pretty sure it would give you the required outcome. Okay. So I'll see you very soon again, everyone. Correct. Please keep posting your queries so that we can create more sessions. And thank you for joining. I thank you all on behalf of Gradeup. And of course, if you do not have the app, then download it. You can follow me as well. You can follow the other faculty members. You would get a lot of free sessions there as well. Yes, Prabhu, you should try to eliminate options in every RC. It is true for every RC, all kind of RCs. Okay. And remember, there would be more sessions at 9 o'clock in the coming days. So keep coming back. Thanks a lot for interacting. Thanks a lot for joining, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye, everybody.